Mic check, mic check. Oh, I can't see that. What is that? Okay. Okay. Xbox Games Showcase. I don't know what that means. Let's get over here, refresh this. Fuck out of here with this. SM, Sony Music Entertainment. Sony Music Entertainment. Oh, Sony Music Entertainment, yeah. Oh, yeah. One of the trailers I watched yesterday had some music in it. Fuck. Said a video got claimed. Lovely. Don't have a lot of these, so that's good. Okay. Oh shit, I forgot to change the fucking... Damn. My fault. It's not the Sunday show. My fault, my fault. It's not the Sunday show. It's far from the Sunday show. There we go. Had to change that shit. Okay. There we go. Morning time. So I'm gonna look into all of this. So we're gonna open this up to Twitter so we can take a look. Let's see what's going on here. A lot of notifications. Okay. Got a lot of fucking notifications. God damn. The fuck did I do? Spider-Man, Morales, Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I was underneath the Xbox game event page, and I asked somebody a fucking question and they couldn't answer it. Let me see. I asked them what exclusives this person had, and they could not answer it. Okay, shit now. Let's see. What is he says? I'm not Google because they don't exist. They're there. Microsoft has announced more exclusives so far, and they haven't even shown first party. Sony has shown quite a few PS5 games, but more are third party. How would you? Why would you say Sony has shown more third party games than Microsoft when everything Microsoft showed was a third party title? Nothing was first party. If Microsoft doesn't own the IP and they don't own the studio that's making the IP, that game is third party. That's why everybody hated the Inside Xbox, is because they showed nothing but third party games. What's going on? Good morning, King Josh, Enzo, Ice Queen Gaming. Yeah, I've wanted to get into it with a fresh new batch of Xbox fans to see how these guys deal with this pressure. So I left a comment underneath. What's the name? Hold on. Okay, what's going on? I'm gonna change the scene so we can better take a look at this. Oh yeah, that's better. This one is much better. There we go. Lovely. Great. Okay. This one is here. Watch save that shit. There we go. Yeah, I wanted to read over these. So first of all, all I did was I basically said, okay, I can't wait to see some exclusives, and obviously a lot of people got pissed off about that. Of course, I don't fuck with the crumb side Xbox community, so this was a great chance to see if any other Xbox fans would comment on it. And there was this guy right here with a dog picture. He says, there's more exclusives announced already for Xbox Series X than PS5, and we haven't even seen the majority of the first party. So all I said is, cool, what are they? He says, I'm not Google. So look, if you're going to say they're more exclusive, you should be able to name them. If they're less exclusive for PS5, that makes sense that you're not going to want to name them. But if you're bragging about a huge number of exclusives on Xbox, you should be able to name those games. One of the reasons why he didn't do this is because he knows they're going to also be on PC day and date. You can't call that game an exclusive, right? So he says, I'm not Google. Then somebody else chimes in. He says, because they don't exist. Then he replies, he says, they're there, right? He says, Microsoft has announced more exclusives so far, and they haven't even shown first party. Sony has shown quite a few. So he's trying to downplay them, the amount of exclusives they actually shown, which was 9. Xbox has not shown any exclusives at all. Everything they showed from the inside Xbox, which got a horrible response by the gaming community and the gaming industry, they were all third-party games. Microsoft doesn't own any of their studios, and they don't own any of the IPs. That's what you call a third party. That means after a contract is done, that game can go somewhere else. And the developer is willing to put that game somewhere else. Okay, so he says quite a few PS5 games. He doesn't call them exclusives. So he's completely trying to downplay the games that were shown, and 9 of them being exclusives, and 15, I believe, if we counted this right, being timed exclusives from third party or second party. He doesn't want to acknowledge that, but more are third party. Okay, so he said more of the games were third party. As far as the timed exclusives, there were 15. As far as the games that were like real multiplats, like Resident Evil, basketball, shit like that. Those games, I think they only showed 4 that day. 3 during the event, and like 1 outside of the event. And then this guy does a follow-up question. He says, and they are. So again, he claims Microsoft announced exclusives, but those exclusives would have to be first party, not third party, because if they're third party, obviously they're going to PC day and date. He does not want to admit what those games are. He doesn't want us to talk about the names of those games, because we know better than he is that those games are also on another platform. So he doesn't want to give away that. So, this is your common Xbox fanboy. They believe they have all this ammo. They come at you with all this ammo, and then they get destroyed by everyone in the room. And it's really, really funny. I'm going to go to Discord, see if any of the Legion panel members are up. Probably not. Nope. Nobody's up right now. This is just fucking funny. This is the funniest thing I think I've ever saw. Someone is really trying to defend Xbox by saying they have more games than PlayStation, but they can't name a single game. It's you don't see it often, but it is it is what we're seeing right now. I gotta get to a better screen. No. No. Nope. Probably gonna get to this one right here. Great. Okay, so that's better. And what's going on, Ed Gamer? How you doing? Just want to find a good page for all of this. I mean, we could still use this one. Obviously my notification was blown up. They said 18 notification. I gotta go check and see what else happened. Let's see. Heard something about the plagues. Here we go. I guess I gotta go back to that fucking other scene. Hold on. I'm gonna change this fucking info down the bottom. This is not good. Fucking bitch. What time is it right now on the East Coast? Fuck. I don't know. What time is it right now on the West Coast?
Here is information from time and date.
It's fucking 6 right now. So no. What time is it in California right now?
The time in California is 8:30 a.m.
Okay, so the event starts at 9. So the good thing is I can cover the event before work. That's the good thing. There's no downside to this. So that will be 12 p.m. East Coast. And that's going to be a Thursday, by the way, people. Thursday. Okay. Great. I said yours day. It's not a fucking yours day, it's a Thursday. There we go. Perfect. What the fuck? Okay, 1 second. Fuck something else up. We got everything? Great. Okay. Okay, so that will be held on Thursday, July 23rd. My time, it will be 12 p.m., which is noon on the East Coast. On the West Coast, it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning. So they're starting off early. I would have rather them pick Monday. I don't think they should have went for Thursday. That's normally the day that Sony goes. But knowing Sony, they're not going to wait until the very end of the month, which would place them on the last week of the month, which would be the following week. So anywhere between the 27th and the 30th, if Sony wants to wait, to do anything in July, and I don't think they're going to do that. So they have this week and next week to do anything PS5 related if they really want to. Whether they want to give out any tidbit of news, they want to do a state of play. They actually have more time than Microsoft does right now. Yeah. Yeah, they have way more time than Microsoft. Great. Let's see. What did this guy say in response? I just like the whole thing is really, 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 really funny. Oh my goodness. Wow, he kept going back. I guess he has a free day because motherfucker kept going back and forth. Damn. Hold on, we gotta look at this shit. Okay, so this dude was like, okay. Okay, they're there. Microsoft showed them off. This guy says, and they are, okay, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Gran Turismo 7, Deathloop are all launch titles. I don't believe that. Deathloop, I don't believe, is a launch title. I don't know any confirmation on Gran Turismo 7, so again, you know, like, obviously other fans of PlayStation will enter these arguments with Xbox fans. Sometimes they're just as wrong as the Xbox fans, so I don't take any of that seriously. So their release day and date with the PS5, Ratchet, Horizon, Ghostwire, Tokyo Sackboy are all 2021. Again, he's saying that, but I don't believe that. I know Ratchet and Horizon and Ghostwire should be 2021. Sackboy could be this year. Miles Morales is obviously this year. I don't believe Deathloop is this year. He forgot to talk about Kenna, which is also this year. Astrobot is launching with the system. It's already going to be pre-installed in every PS5. So again, when you know, if you're going to defend PlayStation or, you know, try to destroy an Xbox fan, make sure you come correct with all the news. Don't hold any punches. Because trust me, they're not going to hold any punches when it comes to lying to you. What they really want to know is if you are smarter than they are. So they will lie and hope that you will believe their lie and go away. But if you're smarter than them, you will know that they're lying to you. Most of the fucking time. Because anybody with a fucking brain knows that Xbox has no fucking games. Okay, so he says Gran Turismo confirmed for release. See, this is where he just got caught. He's talking about a game that was not actually confirmed for release, and now he's going to question him about that, and then he asks, do you have a link? This guy comes in here, he says, Series X exclusives won't come to Xbox One. Exactly. That's another tidbit I forgot to talk about. Even though I didn't really talk to this guy a lot. Every game that's on the Series X will be on the Xbox One as well as PC. That's 3 platforms. That game, any game that they have shown off is a multiplat. Here we go. Media Molecule is a ported game. Infinite is it? What up? I don't think he meant Media Molecule. He says MM. I don't know what that stands for. Yeah, generally, I'd love Gran Turismo 7 for launch, but haven't heard a release date at all. Of course, no one has heard a release date for anything. If you want to know why we don't have a release date, if you give out a release date, developer or studio, or even the company gives out a release date for a game, you could potentially give out the release date for the console, especially if that game is coming out day one on that console. You see what I'm saying? So if you're wondering why we don't have these dates for the games, because they haven't given a date for the consoles, and some of these games will be launch titles. So if you give out the launch title date, you basically give out the launch date for the console, and I don't think anybody wants to do that yet. I don't know, man. I think Sony and Microsoft, when it comes to pricing, when it comes to giving out the dates, I think they're both scared of each other, on that aspect only. Like, nobody wants to have the more expensive console. No one wants to confirm that they're coming out in October when the other one's coming out in November. No one wants that. I've heard a lot of whispers that somebody is launching their console in October and the other person is coming out in November. That's a huge fucking gap, depending on the day that those consoles come out. It could be a fucking month. Let's say PlayStation 5 comes out in the beginning of October, and the Xbox doesn't come out until the middle of November. That's a month gap. No one wants that. That alone will probably boost the sales of the PS5, outside of the install base that is going to hopefully migrate over from the PS4 to the PS5. We could be looking at 10 to 20% day one of migration. Next year, we could be looking at 30 to 40%, depending. I don't think we're going to get a 50%, which at any point before 2020, before 2021, 2022, and that would probably look like around 40 million, because they're at 110 million plus. So I think by 2022, if the migration is going to go as planned and all these fucking viruses and bullshit kind of goes away, you could be looking at least 40 million by 2022. But I don't see that happening. Actually, I see something close to 20 million, maybe 30 million by 2022. Because the coronavirus and all these other viruses that I've been hearing about is going to slow down a lot of people when it comes to buying a luxury console. These consoles are not supposed to be cheap. When you want to make a powerful PC, you don't spend fucking $20 on that shit. You're going to spend over $1,000. It's just how it is. Okay, so going up, this is Xbox. Nobody cares. Buy, but not day one. Oh, yeah. I did ask that question of everybody. Based off of the Assassin's Creed leak gameplay, I was wondering what your thoughts were. Let me pull this shit up on the phone so I can read the comments. Me personally, I'm passing. I passed every Assassin's Creed except for Odyssey. That's the one I pre-ordered, as obviously got day one. And on top of all of that, I got the most expensive version. And that was I think it was the gold edition or something. I don't know. I got like Assassin's Creed 3 remastered. I got all the expansion packs. The game is so boring that even though it was a complete waste of money on my part, I'm sorry. I mean, I could not play it. I tried my hardest. I put a lot of hours into that game. I leveled up. I tried to do a lot of side missions, but the end result, it was too much. It was a lot in that game. And I didn't even get to the end of the story. There was just way too much. I've played a lot of open world games that I've actually beat, but that one was too fucking huge. And, they're saying the same thing is going to happen with this one. Okay. So, let me see. Any game that was announced in holiday 2020 is a launch title. They can't give a specific date for obvious reasons. Okay, this is what I was talking about. This guy, he bounced back. He said the exact same thing I was saying. Like the console has not been given a firm release date yet. That makes sense. Gran Turismo 7 hasn't been given one. Okay, that's Push Square. I don't take them. Yeah, see, he's quoting Push Square. I'm going to be honest. If you're quoting anything from Push Square or PlayStation Universe, look, I know they got PlayStation shit all over. I know they got the blue interface and shit. Please, whatever they say, take that shit with a huge grain of salt. It's both of them are clickbait websites, so they kind of twist the truth, and sometimes they're not 100% clear on what's going down. So that's just how it is. Pragmata, they say it's 2022. Again, I don't believe that. I didn't hear anything. At the latest, it would be 2021. Sea of Stars, I don't even know what that is. Gran Turismo 7, obviously, if it doesn't come out this year, it'll come out next year. Ratchet and Clank, same thing. I don't believe it'll be a launch title as big as Ratchet and Clank is supposed to be this time around. It'll definitely be 2021 in the first half. Scarlet Nexus, that game's coming on modern day consoles. I believe it's launching this year, and it's not next gen exclusive. It's coming out on PC, Xbox, PS4, Xbox Series X, and PS5. So that's all over the place. Lord of the Rings Golem, 2021. Yeah, so he's quoting Push Square, talking about games that are not even fully next gen. Can't take them seriously at all. So yeah, and what's so funny is that an Xbox fanboy would do that. An Xbox fanboy would go with a website that doesn't have their shit together and try to spit it out as facts. I think any rational PlayStation gamer understands that Push Square and PlayStation Universe is not really trustworthy when it comes to you giving out their website as a resource, as a source of any type when it comes to important information like a release date or if a game is good. You might as well just go to fucking IGN, you know, if you're gonna do all that. So Xbox is dead. It's a PC. Basically, I think the one thing we should really focus on is the title that they gave this little event, and we're gonna cover that in a little bit. Let me see what they said. Blah blah blah. All that. They most certainly aren't. They have timed release windows before they come out on Xbox, and still releasing on PC day one. Those games were revealed as all platform years ago. Blows my mind that people actually think all these third-party games, including Resident Evil 3, are PlayStation 5 exclusives. I don't think anybody said that. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of fucking weird. So this is what I posted. It kind of got a couple Xbox fans pissed off. Obviously, I posted it underneath the Xbox Game Showcase. Actually, all of these are exclusives. They have not stepped foot on PC or anything. Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, God of War, and The Last of Us series. When I said exclusives and I posted this picture, you know I'm not talking about anything timed exclusive. You know I'm not talking about anything third person. I'm a very thorough person when I talk. This does not represent third party. So for him to indicate that I would be saying anything about third party is not true at all. I know the difference between third and first party. Second party is a little confusing because they could easily go first or third, depending if they want to get acquired. We saw that with Insomniac Games, but then we didn't see it with a studio like Ready at Dawn, where they wanted to be acquired by Sony, but Sony did not think they were good enough to be acquired, so someone else acquired them. And let's be honest, they're going to be first party for Oculus. It doesn't seem like Oculus is going to acquire them just to allow them to put their VR games on PlayStation. That shit's not going to fucking happen. Scrolling up, Dog Guy again. He says, Sony always starts slow. Doesn't bother me, to be honest. Gran Turismo 7 may have got me day one. That's why I knew. But, that's why I knew. But Microsoft has a stronger debut and likely price. Look, this is what I don't understand about the Xbox fans. You believe their launch is going to be strong, but you haven't saw anything that would indicate that. Again, the Inside Xbox we saw in May was condemned by the gaming industry and condemned by the gaming community. No one liked that shit. Not a single soul liked that shit. So if those games were coming out in launch, we all know nobody would buy a Xbox Series X for those games. So how did they show a stronger debut? I don't understand it. And what do you know about the price? Nobody has talked about the price, but obviously Xbox fans have been running around the internet believing that they're going to undercut Sony by $100 or $150 with the Xbox Series X. But then in the same breath, they say, hey, we have the better system because we have more teraflops. If they have more teraflops, wouldn't that stand to believe that that's a more expensive system? That's just how I'm looking at it. You're bragging about more power. More power means it's going to be more expensive. Now, the shell of that console is very cheap, so they might save a lot of money on that. PlayStation's gone a little bit fancy, but we don't know how that goes. So we have to figure that out. But I'm not even sitting up here talking about the price of the competitor much, because no one knows. We know that there would be $100 difference between the PS5 and the PS5 digital unit, because one's going to have a 4K Blu-ray drive in it and the other one's not. So, pretty fucking obvious. It's going to be a $100 difference. It depends if it's going to be $500 and $600 console or $400 and $500 console. We'll see. But Microsoft has a stronger debut, blah blah. Plus better services like Xbox 360, PS3, like sales this gen again, I think. Okay. Again, he's an Xbox fan. He's getting destroyed, and he's still trying to fight. Exactly. They're not doing day and date exclusives. My God, that's the thing. PlayStation has been out for about to be 5 generations, right? With the PS5. We know they start slow, but that has not stopped them from kicking Xbox's ass for 3 of those 5 generations. I don't understand why you would even make that a factor. Do you remember the PS3 launch? Do you remember how bad it was? Do you remember the price? But do you remember at the end when Xbox let their guard down for the last 4.5 years and PlayStation 3 came back and pistol whipped the fuck out of them? Having a slow launch does not define you in a race. I mean, I think we all understand the story of the turtle and the rabbit. The rabbit was faster than the turtle, and the rabbit was so cocky that he took a nap, and by the time that he woke up from the nap, the turtle had passed the finish line because he was so fucking cocky. I mean, come on, man. Xbox fans, you gotta do better than this. You gotta do better than this. This shit's fun. I mean, I haven't got this many replies in a while, and this guy has a lot of time on his hand, and he's going back and forth, hoping that this guy slips up and doesn't know something. I'm glad my boy Umar jumped in there. As you can see, Umar jumped in there. I'm gonna have to upgrade your logo, bro. I'm gonna have to change that logo, make it look a little bit better. So get in contact with me on Twitter. Send me a DM. I'm gonna change that logo. Whatever you want, bro. Whatever you want. It's free. I feel most hardcore day one Xbox Series X will likely cost less overall, particularly when most of the exclusives will be on Game Pass. Okay, so he's talking about the Xbox Series X will cost less because the games are on Game Pass and you don't have to spend additional money on those games. You see how spoiled they are already? They're not. I'm just hoping all third-party and second-party developers understand. If your game is not on Game Pass, an Xbox fan is not going to buy them. Let's read that one more time. I feel most hardcore day one, that's when people will buy, the hardcore gamers. Xbox Series X will likely cost less overall, particularly when most of the exclusives will be on Game Pass. So he believes that when a consumer goes out to buy these new consoles, they don't have to factor in the day one games because they're expecting those games to be on Game Pass. they're not expecting to pay $60 or $70 for these new games day one because they expect all of them to be on Game Pass. Little does he know, the games that he thinks are exclusives are not real exclusives, meaning those developers might not put them on Game Pass. And as far as Microsoft is concerned, it's going to cost a lot of money to pay these developers to force them to put it on Game Pass. A lot of money they've been wasting to do the same tactic over the last 2 years, forcing developers to put their games on Game Pass. Developers are not doing this because they want to. Why do you think Rockstar removed Grand Theft Auto 5 as soon as they put Red Dead Redemption on Game Pass? They were not going to have 2 of their games on Game Pass losing money that they can make. Fuck Microsoft, they don't work for them. They wanted to try to see if they could get them into the ecosystem. I think Grand Theft Auto 5 was on Game Pass for anywhere between 3 and 5 months, if I'm not mistaken. And then they took that shit off, put Red Dead Redemption on, and they're probably going to remove that after they see if they can get more people in the ecosystem. Really fucking dumbass. Just a fucking dumbass. Then he says, plus third party will look better on Xbox Series X. And then again, Sony does have a bigger market share. See, this is the thing. He has a lot of fanboy logic. Then he comes around and says, oh, okay, but yeah, Sony might be able to beat us. Like, bro, it's either one or the other. Go hardcore on the fanboy side, or just understand that shit's not going to work out the way that you see it. This is the thought process of the Xbox fanboy. They've been doing it all generation. They think Xbox is bigger than PlayStation. And that's the one mistake they've been making for 7 years. Xbox is not bigger than PlayStation, and it never will be. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. It's like saying Cartoon Network is bigger than Disney. That shit's not happening, bro. It's not. It's just not. Fucking idiot, man. I gotta read more of this. This is a nice little book. Oh yeah, that perhaps accurate. I remember that being good. He doesn't even remember most of the PlayStation event. Just scrolling up to see this guy. I think it's pretty much confirmed he stopped replying because the other guy was talking to Umar, I believe. It's really funny. Yeah, he stopped replying a while ago, the dog guy. He's trying to talk about specs and all this other dumb shit. Yeah, he stopped replying a while ago. So, he got destroyed. I mean, when you can't lie the whole time and you have to look at the truth, that's when you just fucking give up. So, nice little back and forth. Let's go home and see if we're seeing anything. I do want to see, so of course, by the way, I hope Ubisoft understands one fucking thing. That Assassin's Creed video they flagged down on YouTube all over the place, that doesn't do shit. I think we all remember what happened with The Last of Us when that gameplay got leaked out and people made their own opinions based off of that gameplay. We've also had that incident happened with Crytek when the Crysis remaster got leaked and people saw the gameplay and they weren't happy with it, then they ended up delaying the game. Yeah, just because you delete something or you flag something down doesn't mean the internet hasn't saved it. Ghost of Tsushima looks amazing, but these out of focus videos are not doing anything. Look at how blurry this is, man. I just really wish that it looks great. I just wish we could see more direct feed videos, man. Fuck. True quality. By the way, I saw the Kids Move was bitching. He was talking about the video for Assassin's Creed Valhalla was posted in 720p and it wasn't. The original video was posted in 1080p. I know this because me and Sam and Adam, we saw the original video. Well, Sam didn't see much of it, but I saw the original video. It was 1080p. That's why I didn't critique it so harshly, because I saw somewhat of the true quality of the game, and it wasn't bad looking. Like, it was good. The water was good. It had reflections. It was just Assassin's Creed. Like, the animation sucked. The attention to detail sucked. I thought that they were copying off of the setting of God of War. Now, along with many other gamers in different communities, we can all agree that it seems like it's copying off of Witcher 3. As soon as people saw the game, they kept saying Witcher 3, Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was trending on Twitter because of that. So, that's some pretty big shoes to fill. But this is Ubisoft. I've talked to people about this all the time. Ubisoft heard that God of War was going to go to Egypt, so they put Assassin's Creed Origins in Egypt. Well, that didn't pan out for them. So God of War actually went with Norse mythology, Viking era, something like that. So they didn't know until the game came out. By the time that they were already making Odyssey, they were like, well, God of War first took place in Greek. Let's go there. They went there. I think they struck gold. I paid for Odyssey based off of my love for God of War and the Greek mythology. So, they got me, and they got a lot of other gamers. Game was too long. It was boring. It was repetitive. And they tried to slide microtransactions in there to make you progress faster because of the way that they purposely made the game. Eventually, they took off of those mechanics. Microtransactions were still there, but they had this other mechanic that was annoying where, like, all the animals and all the enemies, they level up with you, which I think was stupid. But long story short, I had to give up on the game. It was too long. And Ubisoft copies. Long story short, Ubisoft copies off of other developers' settings and their gameplay style, to the point that Assassin's Creed, and many people know this, is not even Assassin's Creed anymore. It's just not. It's something completely different, and they should stop using the Assassin's Creed name. No matter how much I hate that series, I don't think they should be using Assassin's Creed if it's not even playing like Assassin's Creed. If it looks like Witcher and it plays like Witcher, it's not fucking Assassin's Creed. But again, this is Ubisoft, and I'm hoping all the casual gamers that continue to buy Assassin's Creed every year understand. The reason why I don't like Ubisoft is because they copy too much. If they didn't copy off of people too much, I wouldn't have a problem with them. What's going on here? It looks like The Last of Us is still number 1. Yeah, Last of Us Part 2 in the UK is still number 1, last week and this week. So much for all the people that said the game was going to sell like shit, huh? And it looks like number 2 is the new Iron Man VR game, which is also a PlayStation exclusive, jumping ahead of the very popular Animal Crossing New Horizon. Bravely Second in Layer, that's also a Nintendo exclusive. And then Grand Theft Auto 5, Minecraft, Switch version, Call of Duty, FIFA, these are pretty much casual games. Grand Theft Auto, Minecraft, Call of Duty, sports. These games are always going to chart. Everybody loves these games. But Luigi's Mansion 3, that's a Nintendo game, number 9. It was number 14. It jumped to number 9. That's weird. Ring Fit dropped from 4 to 10. I think it's good. Not a single Xbox exclusive on this list, but that's normal. I mean, you got Game Pass, so why would you buy a game? See how that shit damages your fucking reputation? You can't chart the sales of someone playing a game on Game Pass because they're not actually buying the game. They're paying for a subscription where they can play the game, but they didn't buy it. That's why you will never see game sales for Xbox again. They set it up that way because nobody was buying their games to begin with. Xbox controller by 8-Bit Do, a collaboration with Microsoft, has been designed for its xCloud service and will be available starting September 21st. The only reason why I like this fucking controller is because it reminds me of the Super NES. This is probably one of the best fucking controllers I've saw from Xbox. So fucking classic. Wow. That's a good controller. That's a really good controller. Wow. That shit's fire. Yeah, that's definitely the best controller I've ever saw. Okay. Yeah, that's the best controller. Okay, so we got the information for the Xbox event early this morning before I went live. And as you can see, the official Halo Twitter page says get ready, and they show some footage from Halo Infinite from, I believe, last year, if I'm not mistaken, or 2018. I think it was last year. Cat food tastes good. Yeah, they're hyping this shit up. Hyping it up. Hey, Xbox fanboys, pray that this show is good, or I'm stunning the hell out of you. I think a lot of people should understand the name. The name is what I'm confused about. They're calling it the Xbox Game Showcase. That does not necessarily mean that they will focus on the Xbox Series X. Why would they focus on the Xbox Series X when we already know those games are going to be on PC and Xbox One? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what they did? I think we're done here, right? There's nothing else gaming related on Twitter. Oh my god, I forgot about that. There was something I wanted to show you guys, obviously on Dreams, but I'll wait for the end of the show. We got 55 more minutes until I gotta leave for work. So yeah, let's see. There we go. It's called the Xbox Game Showcase. There's no indication of Xbox Series X. It doesn't mean that they won't show it. Obviously, the type of logo we see above the name, that's the Xbox Series X, new Xbox logo. We know the Xbox Series X will be a vocal point for this, right? It will be the main focus of this event. However, you should know that all those games are going to be PC and Xbox One day and date. It kind of takes away from the excitement, knowing that they can't let loose. If all these developers could let loose on the Xbox Series X technology, these games would probably look better than PlayStation games. If that developer in question, if that studio in question has the skills to do so. They were able... No, I'm lying. They were not able to let loose with the Xbox One X technology because the Xbox One was still holding them back. They had to make sure every game was playable on the Xbox One. So if every game is playable on the Xbox One, that is holding back the new system, which was the Xbox One X. Now, the Xbox One and the Xbox One X could very well be holding back the Xbox Series X. Then you have to make sure these games are all ready and optimized to be played on a PC at the same exact time. A lot of people have talked about this theory. This is not something you want to hear as an Xbox fan, but it is the truth. You can't go all out, or you can't expect the developers or the companies you know and love to go all out with this new hardware when they're still being held back by the Xbox One and the PC. Because when you're developing a game for the PC, not everybody has the high-end PC that they brag about. The majority of them have low-end to mid-level PCs. So most of them can't even do what the Xbox Series X is doing, especially if they have low to mid-tier PCs. That's just how it is. So the studio and the developers have to take that into account. That's not good. That's why I don't think I expect a lot from this event. Unless these games, some of them, are only on the Xbox Series X, I could understand. We got a confirmation from the May event, the Inside Xbox event, that one of the games are not on Xbox One, and that will be Medium. Medium was not confirmed for Xbox One. That game was confirmed only for the Xbox Series X. Now, Microsoft has made a promise to the Xbox community that they would not leave the Xbox One fans behind. With that one game, they lied. Do I believe they're going to lie again? Yes, I do. Because you have to keep up with the PS5 and what they showed off and what they're doing. I don't believe it'll be a half and half, but I do believe there will be a small percentage of those games that will not be on Xbox One. We could be looking at anywhere between one more game to 5 more games shown at this event that will not be on Xbox One. Not because they don't want to put it there, but because they don't want to be held back. They're going to have to start giving gamers a reason to buy the new hardware. You don't have a reason to buy this new hardware if there's nothing exclusive on it. Features, as you can see for Xbox, every generation was not enough to help it beat PlayStation, even when PlayStation was at its worst with the launch of the PS3. Xbox still wasn't able to beat PlayStation. Coming out a year ahead, had better features, more features, timed exclusivity deals out the ass that lasted more than a year. All of that was not enough for them to beat the PlayStation. So I hope the Xbox fan base really just calms the fuck down. Don't expect a lot from this event. And don't go into this new generation expecting Xbox to just do some magical shit where they just completely destroy PlayStation. It has never happened. Nintendo knows. Why do you think they're not going forward right now with their new hardware? They don't want to get in the middle of this fight because they know how this shit ends. Every time PlayStation and Nintendo have went head to head with a traditional console that has a traditional controller, Nintendo has gotten beat by PlayStation. Let me name it off. N64, the Nintendo 64 versus the PlayStation 1. PlayStation beat them. The PlayStation 2 versus the GameCube. PlayStation beat them. PlayStation did not beat the Wii. The Wii beat the PlayStation 3. It was not a traditional console. Now, you had a somewhat traditional console with the Wii U. It did have a controller, but they did try a gimmick, and it didn't work out for them. Also, the generation wasn't even over. The Wii beat the PS3, but they still launched the Wii U before the PS4 came out. So that was Nintendo's fault. They could have fucking waited. For whatever reason, they didn't want to. Then we look at the Nintendo Switch versus the PS4. I believe at the price that the Nintendo Switch launched at, and how many people claim they love playing on the go, if the Switch and the PS4 would have launched the same exact time, as well as the Xbox One, I still believe that the Switch would have outsold the PS4. Now, I'm talking about sales. I'm not talking about having a better console and better games. But that's just what would have happened. It didn't happen because Nintendo was weird and they wanted to launch their system in 2017 in March, which is, again, very weird. Somewhat in the middle of the generation, in the beginning of a fucking year, April, it was March, so that was like winter, spring, something like that. It's just weird. They could have won, though. They could have won with the Switch. If the Switch and the PS4 started at the same time in 2013, Xbox One was also there, Switch would have came out on top of all the consoles. But that just shows you, if Nintendo goes traditional, they will lose. When they do the gimmick shit, that's when they won. The Switch is a gimmick. The Wii was a gimmick. They only beat PlayStation 2 times. Well, sorry, they beat PlayStation 1 time. If the Switch would have came out at the same time as the PS4, they would have beat PlayStation 2 times. Xbox, traditional console, all 3 times. The original Xbox, which I believe started late compared to the PS2. Xbox 360, which they didn't make that mistake. They started a year ahead, and they still lost. And then with the Xbox One, this is where it gets weird. They started the same exact time, and they still lost. So whether they started late with the original Xbox versus PS2, or they started a year ahead, the PS3 versus the Xbox 360, or they started at the same exact time as the competitor, which was the PS4 and the Xbox One, the outcome is the same. It doesn't matter if the system was more powerful, or it started late, or it started early. The outcome is the same. I don't understand how they lost last gen. What I believe happened is it was the turtle versus the rabbit scenario, where Xbox believed that they were so far ahead with the year head start that towards the end of the race, they kind of got really relaxed and they didn't believe they needed to try hard. And that's when the PS3 just started to make this comeback no one expected. Nobody thought that the PS3 could beat the 360. And it happened. I think it took 2.5 years for them to get rolling at the end, before 2013. And it was crazy, because I watched the whole thing. And nobody could believe it. Of course, we saw a lot of dick riders, people were jumping ship, but nobody believed it. That was Xbox's fault. They never needed to take the pressure off of PlayStation. Whatever they were doing in the beginning, they should have kept doing that shit. Continue to buy timed exclusive contracts. Continue to focus on the hardware. Don't try to follow what Nintendo was doing with the Kinect, with the motion control. That's what they tried to do. That was a failure in my book. That's when people stopped taking them so seriously. And they exposed themselves as a follower. If we all understand, Microsoft only got into gaming because they saw how much money PlayStation was making with the PS1. And they wanted a piece of that money. That's why they made a gaming console. Okay. It is time to read 85 comments. Anybody want to talk about the history? History is awesome. It doesn't matter what history it is. You learn a lot from it. And at that point in time, you become really educated about what's going to happen in the future. I'm not saying the Xbox hardware is not impressive. But if you don't have the talent, the developers, the studios, and a company that could really make that hardware shine, well, it's just a fucking box. At the end of the fucking day, it's just another Xbox with some third-party games, and some. That's it. They don't really have. You don't have an exclusive if it's not actually exclusive. If that game is on another platform, that game is not exclusive. You can't say that game is, let's say it's a PlayStation exclusive even though it's also on PC. No, it's not. The other side isn't going to agree to that, so why would we agree to it? I'll give you an example. Adam called me out on it yesterday, but I have to be honest. If I'm going to the interface right now, my interface, and I started showing off my library of games, right? I can't sit up here and show off. I can't sit up here and show off my exclusives and say, hey, look at these exclusives. Look at Horizon. That's also exclusive, right? I can't do that. I can't. if I want to be honest, Horizon is a multi-plat. It is what it is. I'm not salty about it. I'm just being real. See, if I put this in the exclusive list right now, right? Someone in the comment section would call me out and say, hey, you can't do that. That game is on a multiple platform, right? So let me put Horizon right here where Matterfall was. Let me save that. And let me just sit up here and say, hey, look, for whatever stupid reason, Horizon is still an exclusive. How many people do you think is going to call me out on this? Because this game is also available on PC. I'm going to leave this right here for the next 10 minutes. So at 12:28, I change it. But I want to see how many people still believe this game is an exclusive, and how many people are going to call me out in the comment section and say, hey, JayTech, that game's on PC. It's not an exclusive anymore. Now, if anybody does that in the next 10 minutes, that's the same logic we're using with Xbox fans. If any of their games are also on PC, they can't claim that that game is some sort of Microsoft family exclusive, because it's not. Once a game is available on another platform, it is multi-plat. As simple as that. We wait 10 minutes to see who the fuck can come here and call me out on this shit. Or maybe take a video clip, or I don't know, whatever you guys are doing. I found out a lot of people that hate me are still watching the live streams, and they're cutting up the live streams, and they're laughing at some of the shit I say. A lot of the stuff I say is true. I don't lie. Because I know people will call me out on it. What's going on, Cedric, man? What do you got on today? I think that's a Medora profile picture from My Hero Academia. By the way, I got that, I have an All Might statue. My mom found at some game store, in Maryland somewhere. So I finally put that shit together. I got that shit sitting over there. I'm going to take a picture and post it in the community section later on today. Looks dope. It looks really dope. It's sitting beside my invisible clear trophy cup, and that's sitting beside Kratos and Atreus statue from my collector's edition. Looks pretty dope. Jamar, yeah, I don't think the PC fans will buy that game the way that they claim that they will. We know that they don't like buying games if they don't have to. They have the option of pirating the game. They also have that option and right, if they want to continue to wait past 3 years and wait for an additional sale after the game is already on their platform, they could do that. So the game has been out for 3 years, right? If they want to wait past that time point, after the game is already available to play on the Steam store, they could wait past that time point and hope that the game decreases in value, and then they could buy it at a cheaper price. Most of them are going to try to do that. No one can sit up here and say, I want to wait for my favorite YouTuber or Twitch streamer to post more gameplay so I can see how good the game is before I buy it. You can't do that, because the game has been out for 3 years. We know you have already done that. That's why you claim that you wanted the game. I've heard these excuses. That's why I just said that. I've heard idiots say, I don't believe the reviewers. I don't believe the Metacritic score. I have to wait for my favorite YouTuber to play the game and see if the game is good, and then I will make a decision to buy the game. Real gamers know when a game is good. Real gamers know when a game is day one. If you're not a real gamer, you don't have that impulse, you don't have that skill. And you have to wait for someone else to tell you if a game is good. Now, I only do that when it comes to multiplats, when it comes to indies, where I research on my own gameplay that is out there, whether it's produced by the developer or shown off by a streamer or somebody I actually trust, or the best thing that I do is someone in my community or my circle gets the game that I'm not willing to buy, and they let me know. firsthand, is the game good or not? Then I make my decision to pick it up. But there are tons of games we're going to leave up out of here just for a little bit. There are tons of games that are not exclusive that I went out and got. And they were all day one. Mortal Kombat 11, King of Fighters 14, Brawl Out. As soon as it came over, even though it came out on PC and Nintendo Switch first, as soon as this game dropped, I went out and got it. This was also day one. This was also available on the PC day one. I still got it because I love fighting games. This was day one, I believe, with the launch of the PS4, I believe. Streets of Rage, this was available on all platforms, got this day one. I got this at a very reduced price because I don't trust EA. You know, and I really wanted a fighting boxing game. So this was very cheap and I got it. I got this at a very reduced price. I had played it 3 different times, purchased it 3 different times on the PS3. I definitely wanted to get it again. I got it at a reduced price. Injustice 2, this was day one. The first one was day one last gen, and I picked it up again this gen. Override Mech City Brawl, this was a day one. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, this was also a day one. J-Stars Victory Versus Plus, this was day one as well. So again, it doesn't really fall with exclusives. This is a racing game, but it is exclusive. This was day one. Day one, and I knew this game was multi-plat when I picked it up, and it was still day one. I believe this game was also on cell phones or PC, day one. I saw this game on the PC first, and when the developer announced that it was coming to console, I was patiently waiting to pick it up. I was not able to pre-order the game. I just had to wait for the day that it dropped, and I picked it up day one. Obviously, Drive Club was day one. This was also day one. NX Machina was also on PC day and date. This is by the people that made Resogun and the Returnal that's coming out for the PS5, as well as what's this other game I was playing? Hold on. Matterfall. They also made Matterfall. But I picked it up day one because I like to support this developer. This came from Son of Sam's account, so I did not pay for it. I think Square Enix made this, and the price was never reduced to where I wanted it to be, so I never picked it up. This was also multi-plat. Sonic Mania was day one. Grand Theft Auto 5, I probably paid for this shit 4 or 5 different times. This was day one. This is free to play, but it's multi-plat, and you can also play with other people on other consoles. This was not day one. I was interested in it. I picked it up at a reduced price, and nobody plays the game anymore, so I don't even fucking play it. So if anybody plays World War Z, let me know so I can hop on this game and start enjoying it. This was not day one. This was reduced price. Day one. No Man's Sky was definitely day one. Pac-Man was free, reduced price. All of these were reduced price. Dragon Quest 11, I already knew it was going to the Switch. It came out on PC day and date. This was day one. I got this day one because of Neo 1, and I really enjoyed it. Day one. This was day one. I got this later, but I did buy it on the PS2 back in the day. This was also day one. I got this one day one on a PS3, and I went and got it again day one when it came out on the PS4. This is free to play, so it didn't matter. But as soon as they launched it, I did play it. And this game came from the PC community. Here we go. Backlog. This was day one. I didn't know this game was out. But when I found out that it was out, I went and picked it up. If I knew this game came out last year, I would have picked it up last year and been playing it day one. They gave us this for free. I don't buy Call of Duty games. Trials of Mana. This game was available on the PS4, PC, and the Nintendo Switch. I still picked it up day one. Don't play it much, but I like the type of game that it is. Titanfall 2. Surprisingly, Titanfall 2, I believe, was a day one buy for me. Yep. Tetris Effect was a day one buy. Kingdom Hearts, which was also available on the Xbox day and date, I still picked it up day one. Super Mash. I learned about this on Twitter, and I was very interested in it. And I don't believe when I found out about this game that it was available at all on the PS4. I think about a month or so later, the developer announced that it was coming to consoles. This game is also on Xbox. I believe it's also on Switch and, of course, PS4. So this is a multi-platform game. Started on PC, and I still picked it up as soon as it was available. So that was day one. Doom. I got that at a reduced price physical. Then I turned around. When it was also a reduced price digital, I went and picked that up. I picked up Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. I picked that one up day one. It was $20. This was free. This was free. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This was also free. This was free. Destiny 2 was free. This was reduced price. It was reduced price. I got it physical, right? At a reduced price. And then it was a reduced price digital, so I went and picked that up. And I gave away my digital copy to somebody that needed it at work. Doom Eternal, multi-platform game. Picked it up day one. Killzone Shadowfall, obviously I had this game since launch. Love the game. And that's pretty much it. So we go back. It is past 10 minutes. 1 minute past 10. So, yeah. This is not a fucking exclusive anymore. It's not. This game is available on PC. It would be stupid of me to keep it in my head as an exclusive. Because it's not. I beat the game. If anybody needs to see any of that as a validation for me to do what I do or say what I say, I beat the game. And from the years I'm looking at the trophies, I started getting trophies in this game in 2017, right? And I platinumed the game in 2017. So, it looked like my first trophy came around February. It looks like a good amount of them are in February. So, Horizon came out in February. And then the following month, at the very end of the following month, I achieved the platinum. So, yeah. I beat this game a long ass time ago. It doesn't justify Sony putting this game on PC. But it does justify me knowing about the story. And if I feel that I need to tell anybody about the story, it would not be spoiling anything because you should have already picked the game up. I believe the game is about 3 years old, if I'm not mistaken. How old is Horizon Zero Dawn? Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is 3 years old. I believe next year it will be 4 years old. So, you're getting the game next month. So, it's 3 years and some change. Again, I told the PC fans before, don't piss me off. If you're going to go and buy this game and you're going to try to enjoy it and understand what the story is about so you can turn around and buy a PS5 and play the second one, do that. But don't continue to tell me the obvious. I know the game is available on PC. I know it's coming out August 7th. I know they're charging you $50. I know you have enhancements for the PC version that are not on the PS4 or PS4 Pro version. I understand that. I understand that the mod community is going to make a naked mod of Aloy. I know these things. This is what you guys do. It's very predictable because you do it all the time. What I don't know is if you're really going to go out and buy this game the way that you feel that you need to in order to send a message to Sony to continue to do this, which is something that they don't really want to do because it will devalue their platform and gamers might decide to build a PC over buying a console that's $500. And Sony does not want to send that message because in turn that hurts them much more than you think. Getting scattered sales for software that are not day one, first week, first month, or first year, that hurts them a lot. I've heard a lot of people talk about Horizon Zero Dawn will get a lot of sales, or if a game like more exclusives go over, Sony doesn't need the console, they can make all their money off of software. That's not promised on PC. We know this. You guys wait. You guys like to look at other people play games, and that means that there's no real reason for you to buy the game because you already spoiled it for yourself. I saw a few people already say that they're not going to buy the game, but that would probably indicate that they're going to play it and pirate it. But they don't buy games like we do. So we buy a game day one to the point that they will sell 3 million copies in the first 3 days. They rarely do that type of shit on PC because the Steam store is so cluttered with so much that they don't have a lot of money to spend on software. They spend all their money on upgrading their hardware, that when it comes to software, they're very picky because they don't have a lot of money left. Do you really think Sony can make the same amount of money, the same amount of profits that they make on consoles that they can make on PC? I don't see that happening. But if anybody's up for that challenge, let's do 3 million in 3 days. I've heard PC fans say that there's 1 billion PC users. I've heard people say there's 500 million Steam accounts. I've heard a lot of fucking stories. So yeah, I've heard a lot of stories. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Cool. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is a multi-plat. I don't want to say I hope they enjoy the game. I know they know the game is good. I know they watch gameplay and live streams, so we already know they know the game is good. I just hope that they actually support the game. And this goes for the people that spoiled the game for themselves years ago when they watched their favorite YouTuber or Twitch streamer play through the entire game. Even if you spoiled the game for yourself, because you knew deep down inside this game wasn't going to your platform, you can still go buy the game for $50. All of you guys are going to have to do this. If you want to send that message that you claim that you want to send, do it. You've been sending a very sketchy message when games like Yakuza went over, when games like Neo 1 went over. You were not sending a good message that you will support games. Crash Bandicoot went over to PC. You didn't support that enough for the developer to brag about any significant amount of sales. The only game that actually got a bragging rights was Halo Master Chief Collection and Monster Hunter, which already had a foothold on the PC community, because there were a lot of Monster Hunter MMOs already released on PC before the games came back to consoles. So I don't really look at Monster Hunter like that. There was already existing fan base of Monster Hunter fans on PC. Any questions? We still got a lot of time before I got to leave for work. Any questions in the comment section? I'm going to read those questions out. Let's change so we can see everybody's questions. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to read your questions. I want to thank everybody for viewing. I see I got 40 people watching, and only one person disliked. So if you guys don't mind, show your love by liking the video, so I know you guys are here and not just ghosts. If you don't like the video and you're among the 40 people, you could also dislike the video. You don't have to like it. Either way, at least I know you're there. Oh, I'm not gonna get rid of my copy. I got a physical. I think I already traded Horizon Zero Dawn's physical steelbook, and way before it got announced. Yeah, for PC. Because I was going digital, as you can see. Like, every game I have is digital except for these 2 games. So yeah, I didn't go digital with Gran Turismo. I'm gonna find this on sale and get the digital copy, and then I won't have to swap disc. And this is another game that I have to play only physical. Again, unless I see a deal and it's pretty cheap and I can swap that out. So if I see this for $20, I'm gonna pick it up just so I won't have to swap disc. And then I'll do the same for Gran Turismo. Now we know they're gonna have backwards compatibility, physical and digital, but I feel it's gonna be easier. This is just my opinion. I feel it's gonna be easier if you already went digital, to just grab these games or transfer them over, instead of it's just more convenient for me. That's what I feel. So, not every last one of these games I'm gonna want to go play on the PS5. So, out of the 108 games I have on my hard drive, a good amount of them I won't be playing anymore. There's like one game I'm close to getting a platinum on. I've been working on this platinum for months because it's so fucking annoying. Where is it? It's here. Yeah. Color Slayer. I've been working on this platinum for a long ass fucking time. Hold on, let me go check the trophies real quick. So I've been working on trying to get this platinum from January, and the last trophy I got was fucking July. So it's not an easy platinum game. It's a tricky game. I'm getting close because I only need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 more trophies. And after I get those 4 trophies, then I have the platinum. But I've been working on this shit for 7 fucking months. So, it is what it is. I'm close to getting it. Once I get that, I'm going to delete. These are some good games for hand-eye coordination, training my reaction time. So I picked those up. Plus, I like these classic games. It's basically Brick Breaker. It's an old school game. This is a puzzle game. I was getting close to platinuming this, but then I kind of gave up. I need to get back on it. I've been working on this shit since what? February? January? Yeah. February, yeah. I've been working on this for a while also. So, after getting The Last of Us out the way, I think if you see me doing anything this week, it's probably going to be between these 2. And actually, I might be at 50 platinums before Ghost. Actually, I want Ghost to be my 50th platinum, so I might do Color Slayer and save this until after Ghost. And then, one of my passion games I really want to play and beat, Evoland. That's another one I want to play and beat. So, really like this game. But my backlog is something I can do before Ghost. I think if I really really start playing these games, I can get Call of Duty out the way before next week, and possibly Titanfall 2 if I play these games every fucking day. And then maybe I can also get Evoland. But probably what's gonna happen is I'm not getting none of these out the fucking way. And I'm gonna be too excited to play anything. But we'll probably be playing Call of Duty tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be getting back on that because I actually like that game. So I'll be finishing up this hopefully this week and getting back on Titanfall 2, finishing the campaign, and then both of these are getting deleted. Yeah, both of these are getting deleted. They're both they're supposed to be in the shooting category, but as you can see, that shit's already filled. So yeah, I got 2 Call of Duties. I need to finish this campaign also. I got 2 fucking Call of Duties in this folder. But yeah, it's a lot of fucking games. You're not even seeing what the fuck I'm showing. Ha! Oh shit. So what is everybody playing? I forgot I changed the scene. What is everybody playing leading up to Ghost? Ghost comes out next Friday. So it's simple as that. I think we have 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out. 11 days or something like that until a Ghost comes out I can't wait to see what the next sales report for The Last of Us is, because I know it's already past 5 million. It passed 4 million in 3 days, so I know that shit's been at 5 million for a while. I think the next sales report will probably be 10 million. And I'm just going to predict it's definitely going to get that announcement sometime in August. So next month it probably get an announcement that it's at 10 million. And that'll be really fucking good for an exclusive without a single player. But I am waiting for the multiplayer to be announced. That's gonna be nice. Plus Ultra said he's playing Destiny 2 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Maximum Carnage, he's finishing up Odin Spear. Oh, good. Odin Spear Platinum. Wow. See, Carney always does this shit. He goes for those amazing games, bro. You should really play Matterfall. That's a good challenging game, too. Yella, he said nothing right now. He's at McDonald's drive-thru getting 55 packs of gummy bears. Cool. Good shit, Yella. PlayStation Legion in the fucking building. True Woody said he's going to finish up Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm finishing up, Jamar Bates, you said you're finishing up Persona 5 Royal and The Last of Us so I can start Last of Us Part 2. That's good. Man, you're going to have a huge backlog and you're going to have a backup because Ghost is coming out next week, and I know you love your Japanese games, so I know you're going to be picking that game up. Damn, you're going to have a lot of fucking games you got to play. There we go. Verge reminded me that I really do need to hammer down on Judgment, bro. I really need to, and it's a good game. I just don't know what it is. I just don't play it. It's not boring or anything. It's just I don't play it. I need to. So Verge said he's going to finish up Judgment. The game is really dope. Really is. True Witty, Spider-Man DLC also. That's good. Yellow said he's playing Darksiders Genesis. It's one of the worst games ever in existence. Enzo, I've started playing my daughter's game Ratchet and Clank, laugh out loud. Finished The Order yesterday. The Order! You're late, but damn, that's a great game. If anybody hasn't played that game this generation, definitely play it. It's an easy platinum. It's a fast, short game, and you can definitely get that platinum out the way. It's a great platinum to have. There we go. That's a great game. I already know you're gonna love that. Dragon's Crown. I think that's another PlayStation exclusive people should pick up. Like if any game is probably going to PC next, if they want to start selecting ones, it probably would be Judgment because, that's Sega's game, I believe. I gotta go into Judgment real quick and see. But I think Sega made Judgment because it's by the Yakuza team. Yeah, I think it's Sega. So, Sega is on this bullshit where they want to put all their games on all platforms. Which is weird because I could have swore that Judgment would have got announced for another platform already, but I don't know what's going on with that. It's taking a long time to go. I mean, Yakuza went over it. It didn't take that long. And everybody knows the pattern, so I think that game should have been day and date on PC and Xbox if that's what they wanted to do. Yeah, this is a Sega game. Just wanted to go in to make sure. Yep, Sega had involvement in Judgment. Dragon's Crown is an Atlas game, and Sega owns Atlas, so Dragon's Crown could eventually be on all platforms. It's not a very demanding game, so it could also be on the Switch as well. Put that shit on cell phones if they want. But I think everybody should definitely pick that game up. If you ever see it on sale, pick that shit up. I think that shit was like $10 or $20, one of these sales. Really great game. Sadly, I lost my Vita, I believe, last year. And I don't have it. The most that I have in my house is a Vita TV, but I don't have a memory stick. So, Basically, all I have to do is get a pretty big memory stick and just be able to play all my Vita titles on the TV. But I do want to get a Vita. I want to get that shit back if I can find it on sale, which is hard. Maximum Carnage, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim comes out in the United States in September. Okay, that's good. Fucking Yella, he says I don't play games. I watch walkthroughs with my favorite controller and pretend I'm playing so my platform is the best platform. Bro, I could see PC fans doing that dumb shit. True Witty, that's a great question. I really want to know when Grand Blue Fantasy is coming out, especially the relink version. We already have the fighting game. I don't know where. I don't know where Project Awakening is. I don't know where Lost Soul Aside is. Those are 3 games on my radar that I want to pick up, and definitely they're all day one. I don't know where they're at. I don't mind if it's gonna be on a PS5 or it's gonna be cross-platform or it's gonna be on PC. I don't care. I just want them to put the game out. With the Corona shit, a lot of games that we really wanted and expected to see more of this year, they probably have been delayed. We don't know because the developers haven't been talking, but I'm really hoping that we can get some information on that. Okay, Carney, I'm gonna look up that game that you're talking about. So Yella, I know it's a long ways away, but I don't know. I gotta remember when your wife is due for the baby. But I'm gonna try my best to cover the Xbox event, but I don't know if I'm gonna care about covering it, you know? So hopefully it's only an hour, then I can cover it, or cover as much as I can. Oh shit, really? I'm gonna be honest though, with Atlas, if they want to keep games exclusive to PlayStation, they can do that. But if they want to keep putting games on all platforms, they can do that shit too. I still buy their games if I find that they're interesting. I'd rather them not. Okay. Yeah, this game looks interesting. It really, really, really does. And I love this art style. This reminds me of Odin Spear. But it doesn't look like it has English voice acting. And I'm kind of pissed off about that. So I'm probably going to skip that. I believe in 2020, all Japanese developers, if you're going to put your game over in the United States, you have to give that option for English voice acting. You have to. It only makes sense. It looks really good, and it's possible that I'll just pick it up day one anyway. It looks really, really, really good. It looks really good, bro. It looks really fucking good. But I really wish they had English voice acting, and I know they don't. Yeah, it looks really good. It looked like a lot of people been waiting for this game for a long time. I'm gonna put the link in the in the chat so you guys can check it out. It looks really good. I just wish it had English voice acting. Yeah, Project Awakening, I would love that to be a PS5 game. I really would. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is already a 60 frames per second title, so I don't see why it couldn't be 4K 60 on a PS5. Again, if they want to put it over there. Oh, you saying this one right here? Oh, okay. So hold on, bro. No, Carney, I'm talking about English voice acting. I'm talking about English voice acting. Let me go see if I can find a trailer for English. Because the only one I see is 3 weeks ago, and then Atlas also posted that one 3 weeks ago. But that whole trailer was Japanese. The subtitles were English, but the voice acting was Japanese. Yeah. I mean, I wish it was, but I don't see anything that would indicate that it's English voice acting. But I might pick it up. I might. Yeah. I didn't think so. I just hope that more Japanese developers can do English voice acting. It does help more people want to buy their game. I think Yakuza could have been a lot bigger quicker if it had English voice acting. You know, it took a long time for Yakuza to go mainstream, and obviously only because of the PlayStation community giving it a chance before it went multi-plat. But I think that the game probably would have went multi-plat before, and it would have been more popular before if they would have put English voiceovers in. Yeah, I wish I knew what was going on with Deep Down. Well, guys, we got 5 minutes. I gotta get ready. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't believe we're gonna have any major news. We could, but we're gonna call tomorrow the PlayStation Legion. We're gonna be PlayStation Legion gaming. So we will be playing Call of Duty. I'm gonna go into my backlogs real quick. I'll be playing through Call of Duty, suffering through that game, or Judgment. So it'll be between Call of Duty and Judgment. I will start at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I guess whoever gets here first will be able to vote. Hopefully the first 10 people can help me vote, or we vote. I put a vote. Hold on. I put a vote in the comment section. The community section. I have a vote in the community section, and I also have a vote on Twitter. And then I tally up the votes, and at 10 o'clock I start on whichever one has the most votes. I hope everybody has a great Monday. I will see you guys